In one of the greatest games that Bishop Darcy Stadium has ever seen, your number one ranked Cougars recorded their program record 22nd consecutive win and a return trip to the national championship game. Coach Kevin Donnelly moved to number 9 all-time, passing Amos Alonzo Stagg and Roy Kidd with his 315th career win. Down 28-25 early in the fourth quarter, USF running back Justin Green scored back-to-back touchdowns, securing a trip to Daytona Beach, Florida in the 43-36 win over number 3 Morningside.
Well, I'll tell you what, when Jay Green puts his mind to it and gets a little fire in his belly, he's awfully difficult to stop. Our offensive line opened up a nice crease for him in there, and he hit it, and 60-plus yards later, we gained the lead. We overcame a lot of adversity. One, Morningside's a great football team. They're well coached. They had great players. Best team we played thus far. We lose Rocky James, receiver, early, sprained ankle. Gavin Gardner, our only dressed kicker, goes out of the game. So now all of a sudden, you're getting 6 instead of 7. So, we kick off our PAT Saturday, it's 49. So it was, we made it a closer game than should have. But, we overcame those circumstances, and that's what you got to do in those big games. Eric Hemmelgarn became our kickoff guy, the largest kicker in the history of football, probably. He did a good job, bashed it down there, as well as played a great game on defense. So, tough day, and that's what happens when you get to the Final Four, and you just got to scratch, claw, and find a way to win.
I was just extremely hungry. The game was still close, and I just really wanted to put those guys away. And I know me and my roommate Stan, talked about making big plays and helping our team win the night before. I just remember during the whole game about how hard we worked to get here. I remember this was something we talked about in winter weights in the summer, and the game was on the line, and I just had to play my heart out, leave it all out on the field. I think the play was 81, so it's like an A-gap to A-gap play, almost like an inside zone play. So the hole had opened up pretty wide in the middle, kind of over to the left, and the offensive line blocked great on that play. I mean, the hole opened up pretty huge, and I just seen the hole and seen the end zone and just took off. They blocked really great, and couldn't have done it without the offensive lineman. So
the semifinal matchup versus the Mustangs featured, statistically, the top 2 running backs in the country. Green ran for 234 yards on 33 carries with 3 touchdowns, averaging 7.1 yards per carry, while the Cougar defense held Morningside's Bubba Jenkins to just 73 yards on 24 carries with 1 touchdown, averaging 3 yards per carry. On the season, USF's defense has given up 1,046 yards, which is on pace to be a new program record.
I'm not good at math, but that's pretty good. That's less than 100 a game. Yeah, that's pretty good, huh? Well, we're going up against a great rushing attack this week, but we did a super job. And the Morningside's tailback was a good one and had an outstanding offensive line. Our defense, if all you're going to do is run the football, you're in for a long day. And, that's what we're going to try to do, is make people one-dimensional and throw the football. So, we say, if you're going to beat us, you're going to have to do it in the air, and Morningside was certainly capable of doing that. But had some great plays. Stan Jackson comes up with a pick 6 there in the fourth quarter. Billy Cole did some good things. Lee Stewart did some good things. You can go on and on. Schumacher, we had great play in the secondary. So
I just think, just everybody on the, the defense is, is really solid to me. Our linebackers, Piercen and Dutton and Spence and Marcus Stepp, those guys are, pretty tough to go against. I go against them every day in practice. I get them, they get me, and they're just really, solid and tough. Along with our D-line with having Big Red and Jamasic and J-Man. Those guys, they're pretty tough too, and I just think our box is really, really solid and really strong and tough, and we'll be able to take care of the run easy. So,
kudos to our guys on the D, man. You got to keep it up.
And kudos to Green and USF cornerback Stan Jackson, both of which scored the final 2 touchdowns of the game on plays where they would not be denied the end zone. Guess they could smell the Daytona salt water in the air.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think Green kicked it in a whole different gear, in that fourth quarter. And you're right, when Stan got the pick, there was no way he was going to go down. Actually, if he falls down, the game's over right there. But anyway, so happy that he was able to have the big play and put his gold chain around his neck. And he provides a lot of electricity for that defense.
Stan brings so much energy to the team. He's always, hyped and, getting us ready to go, and just almost like bringing the team together. He always has jokes for days and always has a way with me and our teammates. So he's just a great, person to have on our team, and he just brings a lot of energy. I know when he makes a big play, I feel obligated to make a big play, and vice versa. So I just felt like we just feed off of each other, and I knew once he had got that interception, he was gonna take it to the house. And he talked about that all week and the night before, and was watching highlights of pick sixes and all this stuff, so I just knew. And I know he had dropped one earlier in the game, which he should have had, but he just he came back with the second one and got the job done. So.
And receiver Sean Boswell has been getting the job done throughout his career. With his high school coach Mike Kirshner, the Indianapolis Colts High School Coach of the Year award winner, in the stands, Bos had arguably his best game, recording a career-high 133 yards receiving with 2 touchdowns. It's clear that Boswell is at his best in big-time games.
Bos is a gamer. Big ball games, Bos is always going to be ready to go. Love the guy. He's a competitor. He's going to find a way to beat you, and he'll continue to do the same.
And Green continues to set records. The junior set a new MSFA conference record for all-purpose yards in a season. He has 2,515 yards this year to date, which passes Nathan Norman of St. Ambrose, who set the record in 2001. A great accomplishment.
It is pretty special. I think we play in one of the best conferences. We play against the best, and I just think my preparation and the dedication I put into this off season, along with winter weights and spring ball, I think that it is special, and I do somewhat deserve it. I really put in my all this year. I've been all in, like Coach Donnelly wanted me to.
I always knew he was capable of great things. And the thing that we always try to do is to coach our players to maximize their performance, be the best that they can possibly be. And, a guy with that much God-given ability probably doesn't have any idea what he's really capable of. But we're going to keep pushing, and he has done remarkably well this year, and I just want to keep it going. He really worked at it hard this summer. He trained hard. I know he ran hills, and he hadn't done that before. So, he's been committed to excellence way back in his preparation when he left spring practice all through the summer. So he came in shape, and it was obvious that he was ready to go more than the month of November and December this year.
Coach D did challenge me. He wanted me to stay here in the summer and instead of going back home and selling cars, which I did come up here in the summer and worked out, and it was my first off season ever doing that. So, and then just working hard every day in winter weights and just staying focused, and along with spring ball. Yeah, he's definitely challenged me, and I may have a lot of records, but I think that my records are a reflection of how well of a coach I have, how well of an offensive line I have, and just overall everybody in the staff, and just couldn't have done it without all of them.
So now there is one challenge left in number 2 ranked Reinhardt University out of Georgia. The Eagles are a run-oriented team and bring with them the Mid-South Conference Appalachian Defensive Player of the Year in defensive end Tevin McCoy. They're in the 5th year of the program's existence, and this is the 3rd meeting between the two schools, with USF winning the previous 2 games the past 2 seasons.
Well, they're an outstanding football team. We played them in the quarterfinals in 15, the semifinals down at their place in 16, and now here we are. So they keep advancing. They're an outstanding football team. They are well coached. They have great athletes. Man, they can run. You know, they've got great team speed. So it's going to be a real challenge. And, you know, when you get to this point, it should be the 2 best teams, and that's what you're going to get in Daytona Beach.
I'm extremely excited, you know, to see Reinhardt again. I think we're their kryptonite. I know we played them the last couple of years and, you know, beat them. And I think what to expect is they're going to try to stop the run. I think the last 2 games I, you know, had a nice amount of yards on them, and I was kind of a problem for them. But I think just because I think since they're a running squad and our defense is really good against the run, I think this should be another victory for us. They're kind of one-dimensional, and I just think they're not going to be able to move the ball on our defense. So really excited to see them in the championship.
The Cougars have certainly been able to move the ball with Green. Just this season alone, Justin has set 8 new records, but he'd give all of them up to send the seniors out the right way. St. Francis has an opportunity to be the 9th team in NAIA history to win back-to-back national championships.
I just want to win. If I touch the ball 5 times and we still get the win, I'm happy, I'm satisfied. I prepared myself over the offseason to get 30 carries if need be. But it really doesn't matter about the carries or the records or anything. I just want to win and just make history. Coach Donnelly talked about how there's not a lot of teams that went back-to-back. And so that's just what I want to be a part of. I want to be part of history.